You shook their hand 30 seconds ago, and their name is already completely erased. You stand there nodding like a trapped hostage. Sweat drips as you smile through pure panic. Your own brain just locked you out of reality. You easily remember their face and clothes. You even remember the exact joke they told. But the name vanished like a ghost. You immediately feel rude and deeply ashamed. But you are not careless or lazy. A terrifying psychological mechanism just played you. Neuroscientists discovered a brutal biological truth. Human names are cognitively completely arbitrary labels. When your hand touches a hot iron stove, the word hot links to real physical pain. But the name Michael has zero survival value, contains no emotion and no sensory data. It is just a random word floating inside. And isolated information is instantly deleted by biology. Your brain is a ruthlessly efficient machine. It only saves what connects to another bridge. Names are isolated islands with no roads out. While you are being introduced to someone, your internal processing load explodes to maximum. You read their eyes and body language. You calculate if this person is safe. You frantically manage your own social performance. Your working memory is completely choked with data. The name is muttered quickly just one time. Your brain was simply too busy to file it. Psychologists call this the next-in-line effect. When you are about to introduce yourself, your focus shifts entirely to your upcoming turn. You physically hear the sound of the syllables, but your consciousness completely refuses to listen. Here is the first twist of the knife. Chronic name forgetters actually have highly associative minds. Your brain is built for deep narrative connections. You are exceptional at remembering complex stories. You track deep concepts, emotions, and personal experiences, because those things easily link to your internal web. But abstract names don't give you any strong hold. An associative brain cannot navigate empty, disconnected data. This is why deep thinkers constantly fail at introductions. Your system prioritizes deep narrative over flat text. It remembers exactly how a person made you feel. It stores their specific tone and unique perspective. But the cold label gets thrown into the trash. There is also a massive attention layer hidden here. In social settings, you are rarely fully present. You scan the room and manage personal anxiety. You wonder if you look okay to others. A tiny fraction of attention catches the syllables. And then a new distraction pulls you away instantly. Memory consolidation requires 30 seconds of solid focus to safely transfer data into your short-term storage. But during quick introductions, you get exactly 3. The name arrives and evaporates like clean water, before your system can build a stable code. Then, the intense anxiety that follows makes it worse. The moment you realize the word is completely gone, a low-level survival panic activates inside your skull. Your cognitive resources split into 2 heavy tasks. You try to converse while running a frantic search. The harder you reach, the deeper it hides. Your own stress response blocks the missing database. There is a strict biological dimension to this trap. Brain research shows dopamine drives long-term memory encoding. When a signal triggers dopamine, it gets saved. But standard names rarely provide a chemical reward. Syllables alone carry zero emotional charge for biology. But connect that name to a shocking visual, or bind it to a deep, meaningful story, and your neural matrix instantly lights up completely. The input changes, so the memory finally sticks. Memory champions at world competitions can memorize hundreds of names. They are not actually smarter than you are. They just convert arbitrary labels into vivid emotional narratives. They give the hungry brain the bridge it needs. So what does all of this mean for you? If you forget names constantly, you are not absent-minded. You are definitely not a self-absorbed or rude person. Your brain is working exactly as it was designed. It filters ruthlessly and stores data efficiently. Prioritizes deep meaning over flat random text. Syllables alone simply did not make the cut. The fix is not trying harder during the introduction. The fix is giving your system something to hold. You must repeat the name immediately out loud. Then connect it to a strong visual object. Create a tiny, weird story around those syllables. Force your ancient biology to trigger a dopamine spike. Make the meaningless label look incredibly dangerous or funny. Your memory network will instantly lock the information in. You will never let a word evaporate again. This simple routine completely rewires your social performance. It moves your focus from anxiety to active tracking. You stop worrying about what to say next, and you start actually listening to the input. You become a master operator of your own memory. Give that isolated island a clean biological bridge. And what if you are already mid-conversation, and the name has already evaporated into nothing? Stop panicking and running a frantic internal search. Just ask them directly with a warm smile. Most people are absolutely not offended by this, because most people have been exactly where you are, standing there smiling while running a total blank, desperately hoping nobody notices their empty database. Here is the quiet truth underneath your shame. Forgetting a name doesn't mean you didn't care. It means your brain was too busy experiencing them. It was reading their soul instead of filing labels. And that is honestly a beautiful human thing. But the corporate matrix wants you permanently insecure. It feeds on your constant social anxiety and doubt. It wants you afraid of every new introduction. A fearful mind scrolls the feed much longer. It consumes cheap content to escape the awkwardness. They engineered the social environment to trigger panic. But you just received the master admin password. The illusion of your social awkwardness is shattered. You know exactly why the data link broke. You are no longer an easy target for shame. Take a deep breath and look around you. The code of the associative mind is now open. Next time, you will build the connection instantly. One repeat, one image, one small narrative bridge. You control the input so you control memory. Disconnect from the toxic judgment inside your head. Step completely out of the social anxiety trap. Trust your deeply felt narrative biology over randomness. You are the chief architect of your focus. Every name you hold will have a path. No more awkward nodding like a trapped hostage. No more fake smiling through pure survival panic. Just cold, calm, systematic communication every day. The ancient evolutionary mechanism is finally under control. You shattered their script and wrote your own. Because on the other side of that social fear lies the true version of who you are. A confident person who deeply experiences the world. Free from the corporate matrix of constant embarrassment. Your working memory is officially clean and optimized. The rules of the human brain belong to you. Rebuild your shattered focus line by single line. The hidden social trap is completely wide open. You can finally walk away into freedom. Welcome to reality. Welcome back to the real world.